are those things?
Stay close to me. I'm your best chance for survival.
Aliens?
Cinema.
He just fell from outer space, but as I always say...
He fell from space in his Spartan suit?
Yeah, but he can't survive jumping off the edge of a mountain when you're, like, in the game.
But he can fall from...
Right, he dies jumping 30 feet,
like
but
50,000 feet?
50,000 feet fine.
Harris, come back. I can't do this alone.
Okay, you're an alien, right?
I am?
Yeah, you're one of these guys.
We are victorious.
We turned it up.
Don't get hit by that turtle, though.
This level, whatever we're doing right now, reminds me of Halo 1.
Like at the
very
swampy,
beginning.
foresty kind of missions.
Bro, homie's charging me right now.
Welcome back to the Garden Shed Podcast, of course,
So-
the number one podcast in the world.
We have on Susan today. Hello, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. So this is Dom. I've known Dom pretty much my whole fucking life. I think since we were like in second or third grade.
I think we're coming into third grade.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
sure.
sounds about right. We were
Yeah.
next door neighbors for a long time. We played in a couple bands together. And he introduced me to Halo, which is going to be one of the main topics of this episode. And why we brought this guy on, this little cutie. He looked surprised. He thought we were going to talk about something else. We told him it was something totally different.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
No, I was trying to think, like, was it me that introduced you to Halo, or did you already know Halo? Like, I was trying to think
I think
back.
I knew Halo existed.
Okay.
I don't think I ever actually played it.
You know what? I think I remember, like, the day that you, like, really got into Halo and got your own console. Because suddenly you had everything. It's like, you came and you're like, I have an Xbox, I have Halo 1, 2, and 3, and Halo Wars is coming out.
I know, he's like, bro, wait,
like,
you didn't even have the original Xbox. I skipped straight to the 360.
That's right.
That
You
was a
went back
huge
and got
flex
the...
back in the day.
mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And you had like 3 Halo games. You're like, so
But I
you having
also
a
remember-
sleepover or what?
I remember,
yeah.
yes, I remember going from playing Xbox, like me and Dom, like you're either forced to kind of play by yourself or like you play with your friend, to all of a sudden we like went over to some kid's house. I don't remember his name anymore, and he was like, "Yeah, my brother set up Xbox Live for me," and we're like, "What?" And we're like experiencing Xbox Live.
That might have been Nathan.
It might
That
have been.
might have been little Nathan.
It might have been
Mhm.
actually.
If
Yeah.
it wasn't Nathan, it was Jimmy. Because that
No,
would've
it
been-
wasn't Jimmy.
So it was probably.
Yeah, I think it was Nathan, because
Mhm.
Nathan was the one who showed me how to get like all the DLCs and map packs and everything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
Mhm.
same thing. I just had all of them.
Yeah.
It was like once I got introduced to it, I was like, I gotta have them all.
Damn.
So before we get too deep into Halo, I do want to talk a little bit about music.
Okay.
So obviously, when we play music, Jay writes some music as well. So maybe just a little bit of like what you do within music, how you got into it, and what you're currently.
How I got
Where was the
into
piano
it?
Oh, okay.
Probably thanks to my grandma, actually. When I was, real little, like maybe like 5, 6, she would just be blasting like Elvis.
I forgot you
as she
loved
did her
Elvis
crafts
for
or
the
whatever.
longest time.
And one day she's like, "Here, sit down and like learn this piano, boy." And I'm like, "All right, I'll fuck around with this piano." And I got frustrated.
Where was the
and-
piano from?
It was hers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was her piano. And one day she brings home a book, and it's basically just like a learn how to play Elvis songs on piano, and like that's kind of what.
Awesome. I forgot you loved Elvis for the longest time.
Fuck yeah! I still like love Elvis for sure.
Dude, I feel like I had something like that, but it was classic rock or Bon Jovi or some shit.
Nice.
It was like a book or
that's
something.
sick.
That was like one of my first experiences with the guitar. It was like a celebrity guitar book thing.
Wow.
That's freaking.
I had a
dope.
Green Day one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
It seems like there's a very specific genre
Yeah.
of like, okay, like you got a favorite musician,
Pick.
learn how to play their songs. There we go.
Yeah.
Very easy way to make some moolah.
Well, and we utilized that book, whether if you realized it or not, when we were doing music together, because we decided we were gonna do Boulevard of Broken Holidays.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's
we
right.
we combined Holiday and Boulevard of Broken Dreams
Mhm.
into one song, where it's like the instruments doing one song and the vocals are doing the other, and then it flipped back and forth.
It was
It worked.
It was pretty interesting.
So where is
Yeah.
this? I need to hear this.
Oh, it's better you don't hear it.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
It's one of those like crimes against humanity. If you know
There were
what I
some
mean.
hidden gems in that band, though. I feel like, as much as I hated it at the time, I feel like Love Letters wasn't terrible. For what it was,
That was
of
the first
the
song
time.
I've ever written, dude.
and
Like,
it wasn't terrible. That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't even like listen to that now. I still have the first Decent Exposure CD. It's in my car.
Oh, nice.
If it's not in my car, it's in my bedroom.
What's the song we wrote together at when we like all came together as a band and we like wrote the song? I feel like that's probably our best song.
I know which song you wrote because we wrote it as like a.
'Cause I almost couldn't sing it. Like it was like, hey, back in the day, or I don't know, something like that.
I don't know, but we wrote it as like a disc track to our school. It wasn't really a disc track for our school. It was kind of more like
Well, we were upset about things. We were
Yeah.
angsty teenagers.
we were a shit. Well, okay, first of all, we were a shitty band. Like,
Oh, for sure.
we were awful.
Mike
and-
Steezy, so he used to be known as like the kingpin.
No.
Yeah,
This is
we're
before. This is before. That.
No,
This
I was
is
gonna
in
say,
high
but he
school.
still brings up that shit.
Oh,
to this
yeah,
day, I
yeah.
go to a concert and Mike comes up to me and he's like, "Remember when you were in that band with Dom?" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck
Fuck
up,
you,
Mike."
bro. Yeah, no, we auditioned
that
for
bad?
our high school talent show, and we were bad, and we like went to the call sheet was posted, and we went to go check it out, and we weren't on it, so we're upset, and like we went and go.
But no. What I was upset about specifically, I remember, was I got kicked out of the musical by Miss Nadel. No, Miss Talbot.
No, Miss Talbot.
Miss Talbot.
Miss
Miss
Nadel
Nadel
was
was
chill.
lovely. We love
Miss
Miss
Nadel
Nadel.
was cool with us.
Miss Talbot kicked me out.
Mhm.
Did I miss a rehearsal or two? Yes.
She singled us out in the audience. Like we were like after we got kicked out, we were chilling in the auditorium, just like watching them kind of do their thing, and she like found us chilling in the audience seats, and like other people were allowed to hang out. It wasn't like
She
it
like
was
kicked us
restricted.
out though.
She was like, "No, you two need to leave."
And
And
I
she like
li-
walked by other students.
I
that
literally
were
remember
chilling.
being like, but I'm a thespian. Like, I literally am like initiated, like, I actively do
Mhm.
theater at the school. How are you kicking me out? What?
Because you're
I know.
a goddamn delinquent.
I'm pretty sure we ended up like sneaking to the top level and just watching anyway.
Yeah.
So that sounds like something that we
That
would do.
definitely sounds
Mhm.
like something we would do.
So what are you up to now with
There
music?
was a couple things
So
in
yeah,
between.
Eris mentioned that we were in some bands together. I was in a band called Decent Exposure. Mentioned them a few seconds ago. Now I'm writing and recording my own music. I have 2 EPs out currently. It's just on Spotify. I am in the middle of making the third one.
Oh yeah.
It's about, I'd say, probably a third of the way to being
Where
finished.
can we find you on Spotify?
Happy Accident. That's what it's called.
Happy Accident.
Mhm,
That's a
yeah.
great name for Spotify.
Thank
dude.
I know.
For anything, that's like
What would you label it? Like pop punk? Or would you say it kind of branched out a little? To me, it felt like you branched out a little bit more. Decent Exposure, very pop punk, but I feel like Happy Accident was a little bit experimental.
A
in a way.
little bit, yeah. Well, like Decent Exposure was kind of like a glorified Blink-182 cover band.
how many songs are on these EPs?
3 songs each on both of them. I'm trying to shoot for 5 on this next one.
Cool.
But yeah, Decent Exposure was very, Blink-182 like punk influenced. Happy Accident, it's, just me. I kind of wanted to, draw from all my different influences. So the first EP I have, it's like just straight up acoustic. The second one, there's like some electric or electronic aspects to certain
That's the one I was
songs.
thinking of.
Yeah.
It was like, it felt very experimental.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was
the acoustic one too, though. But that second one was like, this is interesting. Like, it doesn't sound like Dom, like what I'm used to.
definitely very
Like
different.
mixed genre kind of,
Not really mixed
or
genre.
just like electronic.
I'm, man.
I would love to hear it because I probably fuck.
I'm going to go back and re-record some of them, remaster them. But yeah, I'll show you a link for sure. It kind of sounds a little bit like some of All American Rejects, like later stuff. Whenever they started doing like the electronic shit. these more recent songs that I've been working on, it's even another evolution, but it kind of like devolves because it sounds a little bit more like garage rocky type, like
Nice.
Pixies, Nirvana a little bit, almost grungy, but not quite grunge territory.
And I like your little studio setup that you have right now
Oh,
at
thank
your
you,
apartment.
thank you.
It's very
Nice.
cute. He has like his 2 speakers, the same ones I have. He has this whole like guitar rack with all of his basses and guitars and everything.
Nice.
You have
like
good
a
taste in speakers.
Just
like
a
a
shredder
nice-
pad.
Yeah.
Shredder pad.
It's
It's
pretty
all
nice.
focused on the music.
It's my little safe space for sure.
Nice, bro.
Well, we can get into Halo then.
Get into Halo. Did you have anything you wanted to say about Star Wars
Or Stranger Things. I mean, I don't know.
Or Stranger
You
Things.
mentioned some stuff before we started.
We were
withheld information from us earlier.
I did. Secrets of the State. Well, I wanted there to be a press conference.
Okay, well everybody's here.
Oh, also, as a side note, Dom is always my go-to when I have a question about Marvel. Like, we'd be
really?
watching a Marvel movie and he'd be like, oh, this person's from this thing. And I'd be like, oh.
Bro, we're gonna have to have you on more often because I love Marvel.
Dude, I used to know so much shit about Marvel, and then like they brought all the shit that I knew to movies. So it's like, okay, now I don't have any more inside information. Like I'm tapped. Halo though, I can yeah, I can go into great detail about that universe. Let's see, what's fucking Obi-Wan? Let's talk that real quick. How many episodes are we in now? Like 4?
5.
I think it's 5.
Because 5 was the best one my favorite one so far.
I would agree with you. However, we're pretty much past the halfway point. There's like, what, 6 episodes?
There's only one more.
It's hard to kind of tell, like, where is this going?
Dude, I'm kind of pissed.
He's been upset about Leia being in it. Like, he feels like there's
Dude,
too
she
much
wasted
Leia.
like
And
2-3
I kind of
episodes.
agree. Like, I wish it was a little more
2 episodes of Leia Mac.
focused.
Other than that,
about
Obi-Wan should have
Obi-Wan.
been kicking it.
I think having Leia is a good plot device. My only gripes with it is it kind of fucks with the canon of Star Wars, and like how she greets him as like Obi-Wan Kenobi later down the line.
Exactly.
But I think just like if you like kind of step back from the microscope a little bit, I think it's fine. I just think there's a lot of fluff with the show.
Oh, yeah.
Like it feels like there's a lot of really cool stuff in it, but it's just stuff.
I
Like
wish it was more grungy. Like I wish he would be in bars and taverns, like more shit like that. Like I don't know, grungy Tatooine.
mhm. I've heard like it would be cool if there was like a cyberpunk like noir type aspect where he's like doing detective work and kind of going around the underground.
Well, he has
of
to
Star
make a
Wars
living
little
somehow,
bit.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is he doing for 10 years? He's not using the Force.
Just chilling.
Well meat
Oh,
or
he
whatever.
works at a meat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wonder,
Okay.
like, how permanent that is. Like, maybe that's more like...
Well, he probably
Does he have a
Or-
career? Is he going up in management at
I
the
doubt
meat
it.
place?
probably
Probably
let him
not.
go.
I will say though, I really like how they handled his character and how he's like this broken down like shell of a man. Like, I think they really nailed it. And Ewan McGregor, he's just fucking
Scared. Like he is conveying with his face and his eyes that he's scared. And I'm like, I've never seen him do that. All his characters are usually confident, like very lead. Fucking Obi-Wan. This
Yeah.
time, like he looks
Yeah.
very frightened by Vader just
Mhm.
getting back into the mess. You know?
oh man. And at the end of that second episode where she's all like, Darth Vader's gonna lick your nuts, and he's like, fuck. Like you can see it in his face. He's all like, shit, I don't want my nuts licked by Vader. Also, what the fuck? Vader's alive? Like you can see the grief, the pain that like comes over his face. That's so
I
cool.
felt like he would have known. I just assumed he's a Force user. Like, they're pretty linked together. I'm like, wait, you didn't know that?
I kind of accept that he hasn't, just because Vader's not really a celebrity in the Star Wars universe. Like,
But I even mean just through the Force, like, knowing
Mm.
Anakin is still out there somewhere. Somehow he never, like, psychically linked
Right,
with
they're-
him.
How did they just disconnect? Like how did he just lose him?
And I'm not saying that's impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he was just like, I'm not using the Force anymore. I'm not even going to, like, use
But I
it,
think
like, psychically. I
Anakin
don't
fell off hard into the dark side.
he fell off, no cap.
Dude, no, yeah, he had no legs, no arms. He just fell into the dark side so hard that
Mhm.
know.
Obi-Wan couldn't reach him.
Yeah.
Because there was so much anger.
Now, I will say the
Fear.
one like final mystery of this series is not whether or not Qui-Gon Jinn will show up. It's how bad Liam Neeson's wig is gonna.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because we know he's going to be coming. Because
Yeah.
he's been trying to talk to his old master, and he hasn't heard anything back, so it's got to be coming
Pick
soon.
up that phone, Daddy Qui-Gon. Let's go.
Let's go, Daddy Qui-Gon.
Well, let's move on to Halo.
Yeah,
So
Halo
I know
for sure.
we touched a lot in the last episode about Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will get into Halo a little bit. Before we get into the show specifically, what's your favorite Halo?
Favorite Halo, man? You just asked me.
Come
You
on.
might as well have asked me like which kid is my favorite.
No, come on, you got a favorite
What?
one.
It's that bad?
It's like picking a nut. What's your favorite nut? Come on.
Okay, hold on. I think Halo 3 it's the definitive Halo experience. But I don't think it has. I think the gameplay it utilizes the sandbox very well, but in terms of how you like traverse the map like as a Spartan, I feel like it feels a little blocky at times.
What does that mean, blocky?
So if you were to get like a wooden like rectangle block and like jump around with that, that's kind of how it feels to me in Halo 3.
Stiff.
Oh yeah,
Blocky.
stiff is a very good word,
Okay.
and I think that's just a product of like how Halo was made to be played by Bungie.
Would Call of Duty be like smoother?
I
In
think
your opinion?
Call of Duty is smoother, and
Okay.
like
But I think it
I know
depends
you
on which Call of Duty, because you're going back to like the original like 3
Okay,
Call
sure.
of Duties. Pretty stiff.
yeah, very
Oh,
true, very true. Find
okay.
it real quick. Shout out to Finest Hour, big campaign. Call of Duty.
I haven't
Um,
played it. I've seen it, and
It's so good. It's
I
the
just
first
don't play
one.
video games that much anymore.
Damn.
You know,
Mhm.
but like honestly, I still sometimes am like, ooh. I finally played through Cold War though. Like, I mean, it was like a
Nice.
year or two ago, but I finally was like, okay, I know it's been out for a while.
Does that one have
I'll
res
finally
now?
do it.
There is no.
I think that might be World at War because my friends have been telling me to download
World at
and
War,
like,
dude. I
just
played
got it.
that one like 5 times. The campaign.
Oh yeah, World
I've
at
heard
War.
it's really good.
Way
I've
back.
heard it's
I
really
actually
awesome.
I had to go back though. I played Black Ops, and then I was like, wait, shit, there was a one before this, and then I played World at War. And I played him. I played him opposite.
I think.
But somehow Mason is like in every Black Ops series one,
He's
and
like
I'm
the
like,
main character.
and I'm like,
Okay.
well, he's
Kind
not
of.
anymore.
I don't know.
But he's like a main character. But it's still weird to me because I'm like, Mason was alive in World War II, and now it's like the late '80s. My guy's like old. How is he still fighting the fight? I don't get it.
yeah.
I don't know.
So you can't give us a favorite Halo?
I think Halo 3 is like the definitive Halo experience.
Halo 3 would be my go-to.
Yeah.
I think
And
I was gonna
wish-
say I've heard that before.
I
Maybe
wish
you
they
said-
would have made a Halo 3 anniversary. And I know back at the time it was like, well, I mean, it's still kind of recent. And like,
15 years, bro. It's this year. 15 years is this year,
you
so
know,
maybe.
I would hope that.
I doubt it, but maybe.
I'm thinking more likely they might do it for the 20 though.
That's probably.
I think they should do it for
Mhm.
sure. I don't know if they will. They did it for 1 and 2 though. Those were original Xbox, not any of the newer consoles. But
By the way,
360 is like not even used anymore. So
Yeah.
Eris has the whole Halo
the
collection
entire
of
thing.
games here. We've got them all.
Every single one.
all of them.
That's right.
I mean, you should be proud of us, guys.
At some
Fucking
point,
play.
Dom had them all. I think he just kind of like went through them, and now he's in that digital phase.
Yeah.
And an OG Xbox. I haven't seen one of those in
Yes.
so long.
Dude, yeah, same. Now, real quick, do you have a favorite Halo?
I didn't.
You haven't really played
I
them?
played
Okay.
Like a little bit with me or your
Halo
brother.
Reach. I played like the first 3 Halo Reach. My brother has a bunch. ODS.
He's all in ODST, right?
Yeah.
ODST is very good.
I liked the first one just because of my user experience. It was so pure. I just like sitting at my friend's house after school, and he's like, "Play this game called Halo." I'm like, "What is that?" And he
That's how I felt
he-
with
That's-
Dom.
That's the pinnacle video game
and he
experience.
sets me up. I'm sitting right there in front of the TV, and I'm just looking at the Halo spaceship and all the aliens and everything going on. I'm like,
Fucking
The
3
shit.
inches from the TV that has like static coming off the
the
screen.
bulge. It was an old TV
Yeah,
that was like,
mhm.
brown.
And if we wanted to do a LAN party,
Static.
we had to fucking carry this big
Oh
box.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, we'd have the best
Yeah.
LAN party.
You could
though.
like take out a
I
grandma
never
if you
did.
threw that down some stairs.
Yes, yes.
Um,
I think for me, I'd probably say Halo 3 as well.
mhm.
But I do quite enjoy the things that you can do in some of the newer Halos.
Mhm.
Like just how expansive it is. Like you were talking about with the newest one, the sandbox aspect. Or even if we're looking at the Master Chief Collection, and I know that's not one game, it's a bunch of them, but
Yeah.
it feels like a PC game now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the direction they went more recently, is it's more like, if you want the best experience, play on a gaming computer.
Well, from what I've heard, Halo Infinite was built for PC because it's easier to port from PC to console than going the other way around. Because they
Makes
brought
sense.
all the original Halo games to PC, and that was just a bitch and a half, I imagine, trying to.
But now you can literally play Xbox with a PC person. Like, at the same time.
Oh yeah, crossplay.
Crossplay, dude. Like, I feel like it's been a long time coming
Mhm.
to be able to
It's
play
fucked
with
up.
other people. Because, like, I remember you and we would talk about that all the time in, like, middle school. Like, well,
Oh yeah.
if people are on PlayStation, they want to play, like, Call of Duty, then they...
And now I can play Call of Duty with PlayStation people.
Exactly. And, like, that's
Yeah,
just...
I literally play zombies and
But
like
it
half the
took
time they're
so
PC
long.
or PlayStation or.
And it's so commonplace now, and it's just like, this is the future. And fucking... Have you guys gotten onto that, like, Xbox, like, cloud gaming shit?
I haven't.
I'm PS4 for a while.
Okay. Well, to enlighten you, like, cloud gaming, you can basically play Xbox games on your phone. Like,
I've heard of that.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't done it.
it's like the best way to kill time. Like, I was stuck in an airport for like 10 hours. And I was like, I'm just gonna load up Gears 3.
And it's just like touchscreen joysticks and whatnot.
Some games it's
PUBG I used to play a lot.
Or you can also get a controller for it.
yeah, like
Okay.
some games you can do touchscreen, but yeah, best experience is probably
Dude,
just
in,
like a
what is it,
controller.
2018 I played PUBG on my phone.
Oh,
Hours
Oh,
and
man.
hours and hours. 2018, damn.
I keep fucking kicking this thing. I'm sorry.
It's alright, man. We'll figure it out.
Damn intern keeps.
God damn.
I know.
Damn
It's
camera.
not dumb. It's the intern fucking creeping around back there, hitting the cords. Yeah, take a seat, fucker.
Hey, put your dick away.
Put your dick away too, man. Studios. What the-
Okay.
Studio's too small for those balls.
Thoughts on the show? You liked it.
So far, I liked the Halo show.
No, that's okay. Dom likes it too. I think I'm the only one who doesn't like it.
Oh no,
Doesn't really
listen,
like it.
man.
Uh,
They had me. They had me. I was like,
That's what I remember. We're playing Halo, and I'm bitching about it, and he's like, "No, it's actually pretty
It's
good."
sick,
man."
yeah. So a lot of problems that people had was the fact that it's in its own universe, and also the chief taking his helmet off. I'm fine with the chief taking his helmet off.
Those are my two biggest quarrels.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That never ever happened, or what?
It's just like I don't know, like, you don't want to change the face of, you know, who love your hero, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, also, like, for example, I think it was Halo 4. Literally was the first time you even see, like, part of his face, and you
Mhm.
have to beat the campaign on Legendary to get his eyes. That's all you see
Yeah.
is his friggin' eyes. So, for over 20 years, you don't see this man's face, and literally, like, at the end of the first episode, they're like...
Yeah. I think it's
I didn't know it
fine,
was
like,
like that.
him having his helmet off.
I do
I
think he
just
takes it
wish
off too much. I don't have an issue with him
Yeah.
having it off, but I'm like, he spends more time with it off.
It should have been
than
at
on.
like an end of the season payoff kind of.
Or even, like,
or even
third
like
episode.
midway through
Okay.
it. It didn't really feel earned. Also,
Yeah, like I think end of like or middle end of like the third episode probably would have been about a good time to do it.
yeah, and kind of to your point, I think he's out of the armor like too much. Like there's
Okay.
too often where he's just walking around just kind of in his like PJs. I mean, not PJs, but you
Like
know what I mean.
whatever
Yeah.
the Under Armour
Just
stuff.
like in his
Clothes, yeah.
civvies, yeah, and like
But isn't the whole thing is like, what happened with his brain or his chip or something? So like
I
he's
couldn't
he's
even-
feeling more different now than he ever has before, right?
Oh,
yeah.
because he got
Okay,
the
he-
chip taken out.
Well, no,
Or-
he touched the Forerunner artifact, and that
Oh,
fucked
that
with his.
fried it because
that
I know
fucked
that
with his
the
chemistry.
chick like rips it out. She like cuts it out.
Mhm.
So I was maybe like thinking back that
Okay,
So
okay.
is that justification enough?
So
for him?
okay, so
Not following
he touched
the
the
rules?
Forerunner object, and like that like opened up like a gene song is what they call it, where it's just like oh, your genetics are so special, or it's like a chosen one thing, which is stupid, awful. It's never been in Halo. And he finds out about this emotional inhibitor chip, and he's like, I'm gonna take that out so I can find out more answers, because that's what the like object was that like compels you to find answers about yourself, essentially, that lead you to Halo. Man.
so a lot of that stuff's from the books, right?
No, it's just
No?
its own thing. Like,
Oh, that they didn't even-
a lot of it was just like newly introduced ideas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because I know that they did research a lot of the books and stuff. I just assumed all the stuff we're seeing is just like pulled together from that. But it sounds like
think
maybe not so much.
There's some ideas, but like a lot of it is just like we had an idea for another IP. We got Halo, so we're gonna run with it.
I just kept thinking you could make a Halo show and it doesn't have to be about Master Chief specifically.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have made it
absolutely.
about whatever, and it could have been its own thing.
Mhm.
Or you could even made it canon and it wouldn't have really affected what's going on.
So
with
is there-
the game.
Is this a case of like disconnect between execs and like the fan base?
I think it's
gotten a lot of pushback by fans. I would think so. I mean, even before it came out, I know Don was like, give it a chance, and I've been giving it a chance, but I just felt like even before it came out, a lot.
I take it with a grain of salt when these kind of things come out because I'm like, I already know they're gonna fuck it up and they're gonna Hollywood it.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of have to, or else they're not gonna pay off everybody they needed to. You know.
Yeah, I think it's really more of a case of like executives having faith in a writer, which is good. I think more executives should do that, but that writer having their own ideas and
so the writer's probably not the guy.
I really do think it was just like they put too much faith in this writer, and this writer had his own story or her own story. I don't know who wrote it. Their own story
like
that they wanted to
small
tell.
Team of writers, right? Like there's a couple of them.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But visually, like it looks great.
Oh,
I think
visually it's amazing.
it's fantastic. The CGI is great. The prophets, the elites, they all look sick.
Very high
That's what I
budget.
thought. It looked
Very
cool.
cinematic.
Yeah.
I don't like some of the casting though. I feel like whoever the casting director was kind of missed the ball on it.
I don't
And
like
some of the
Master
acting
Chief.
is
Dude, the guy that plays Soren, the black like reject Spartan.
Yeah.
I like Soren a lot as a character. I thought his acting was shit. I was like,
Yeah.
he just seems like this bumbling guy. He's just like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna quip every 3 seconds and blah blah blah. And it's just like it's cool if you have that like as a character, as like an archetype. But I think for someone who is a reject Spartan who ran away and joined the insurrection, that's just not the kind of character I would expect from them.
I don't like the acting from the girl from Madrigal.
Quan.
Yeah. I thought that was like a really weird way to like portray the character.
That whole
So she just
storyline.
plays angry. She's just angry the whole time. And I'm like, why are you just angry the entire show?
That's kind of like I know you haven't seen all of it, but they kind of do like use that as a plot point at some point. But I think that entire storyline is just it's shoehorned in. It's
Was her backstory like she was on a trash planet and like
She was on like a rebel planet.
Yeah, she was just on that rebel planet and was being dicked over by the UNSC. I mean, she's a completely new character to the canon. So like everything that happens in the show is like that's her story.
Well, the other thing that was kind of weird to me in the first episode is like how strong the elites are. Because like a car's coming at one and he just like
The Chevy
flips
Tahoe.
it out of the way.
Get
I
out
know.
of here.
They literally was like, I was like, that's like a truck. Like they literally just drove a truck on set and they put like armor on it. And I'm like, that was my other quarrel with the show. I was like, it's supposed to be like futuristic sci-fi.
I mean, it's a
feels like
distant
it's-
insurrectionist planet. Like they don't have the access to the best tech. Like I could see them using some like old shit.
which would be
but it
primitive,
feels like old. You know what
but
I
it's
mean?
still
Like,
a Chevy Tahoe.
what's the show supposed to be
Mhm.
like? 200 years in the future?
500.
500 years in the future? It
Yeah.
feels like it's like 50. I'm like, yeah, they have the cool ships, but outside of like
Depends
when
on
they're-
what planet
you're like on the
Yeah.
cool ship, like it feels like it's just like right now. The tech isn't anything special. I mean, they're still using like bullets in the guns. I mean, that was the case even in the video game, but
Mhm.
I don't know. It's
The
just
travel
kind of
time still sucks. They're like, yeah, we'll be here in a day. Or whatever.
yeah.
A day from planet to planet. That's not bad. Shit.
That's still great.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not
I'll
bad.
take that. But let's see. Without really spoiling it, in the later seasons, they do some shit with Chief that is just very.
I think you can spoil it. It's okay.
They-
We're assuming the show's been out for a while. Jay needs to catch up. I need to finish the last like 2 episodes.
They
Say what you
attempt
need to
to deconstruct him, but they just completely like character assassinate him. It's just like it's he takes after actions just like that is so far out of left field. Like there's no reason I would go down that path. So
Mhm.
I'm sitting at a solid like 4 out of 10 on the Halo series.
Yeah,
And I
last time we
wanted to like
talked
it.
about
I
it,
really
last time
did.
we talked about it, it felt like an 8.
It was like a 7.
I was like, you felt a
But-
lot more confident.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it did.
Oh no.
So I'm hoping that they like listen to some fan feedback. I think the show can be saved, but
Yeah.
we'll have to
But
see.
you know what? They also could make it a more expansive universe too.
Mhm.
You know, they could do some spin-offs, or maybe the second season could be centered around different people. Like they have the freedom to do what they want,
Mhm.
and I think they should really take that opportunity.
Now, what I would really love is if there was like a Halo show that was like about ODSTs, or like Spartan 3s or something.
yeah, oh, that would be cool. I even thought it'd be cool if they made a show about what was it, Harvest? Was that the first planet that was attacked by the Covenant? Like, we don't even know who the Covenant are. Obviously, on Madrigal, I don't think they really knew who the Covenant was, but the UNSC clearly did.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be really cool to even see, like, Spartans, like, what the hell is this? I don't know who these people are. What is any of this?
Well, there weren't even any Spartans at Harvest.
No, but I just mean, like, people in general. Like, they don't even know what a Covenant is.
Sorry, that was the Jamie and me coming up. Be like, actually, you're wrong. Actually, the encyclopedia said you were on Reach.
Yeah, because the first time they engaged with them was Reach, right?
No, there are some engagements before then. I think it was like Sigma Octanus or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, see,
I don't even know that.
I've been reading the books, man. I get down. That's right.
Hey, wake up, bud.
I learned how to read.
It got boring. We started talking about books. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. Don't worry about it. You're pretty.
You're talking about what?
What? Where do you tap? On the book? How do I
Why is it not moving?
Oh my god.
No, I like books.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on the Halo show.
Great.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
So you gave it 4 out of 10. What's yours?
Oh, I haven't finished. I don't want to give a rating
Okay,
yet.
me either. Yeah.
I'll give a rating after I finish it.
Okay.
I think going in, I was concerned it was going to be like a 2. I felt like it was about like a 5. And I don't know, I maybe shifted up to a 6 and I'm back down to like a 5.
Maybe we can watch it together sometime. I have a TV at the.
So I gotta finish it.
Listen, all the episodes are out. Like now,
So the whole
sit
thing's
there
out.
and binge it.
Yeah.
Well, I watched like 2 episodes today. I was like, we're gonna talk about
you
it.
did?
I gotta like try to catch up a little.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I had time for though. I was already done with episode 5, so I just got through 6 and 7.
Okay.
I think there's 9 or something like that.
So you're almost there.
9. Yeah, I believe so. But I was using it as like a warm up to my like card watch.
You like Picard?
I do.
You got Ashley to go watch Picard.
I did.
Which was
I told her to watch.
She binged the entire first season in one night. Because I told her I would watch. I made a stipulation. I was like, you don't have to, but as a Star Trek fan, I think you should watch Next Gen first. So that way you understand all the characters and the background and everything.
I think you told me the same thing.
So she went and watched it, and then actually was going to go watch like another series, and we were going to start watching another one together. And the next thing I know, she's like, can we watch Picard? I really missed it. And I'm like, okay, I don't think we should watch season 2 yet, but like season 1, I think, yeah, like probably go for it. Literally, we watched 1 episode together. Time difference is crazy. So I'm like, I'm going to go to bed. Like, it's late. It's like 1 a.m. for me. And then I look on her Snap story, and she has like a video from the last scene of the last episode of the first season. And I'm like, messaging her, I'm like, did you watch all of season 1? Like bro.
That's awesome.
So yeah, no, I think she liked it. I definitely think she liked it.
I really like it a lot too. I mean, I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes in right now, but Patrick Stewart, he's fucking great.
I would highly recommend to anyone out there watching Strange New Worlds. It's the newest one. It's technically a prequel, so you don't need to know shit about Star Trek.
Is that animated shit?
No. It's live action. It's got Pike, it's got Spock, but it's not the original series. It's like the captain before Kirk.
It's like a reboot.
What is that?
No, it's just a prequel.
Okay.
Technically, we're basically saying in 10 years, Kirk's going to take over. But right now, it's Pike's ship. If you know about Star Trek enough, then you know technically the original episode actually was Pike as captain. And then they were like, wow, this sucks. And it was as a result of Looky Loo Productions, which brought the show back. If you guys don't know who ran Looky Loo, do you remember? We talked about it.
Who ran Looky Loo Production?
Yeah, I think that's
Leonard
what it was
Nimoy?
No.
Oh.
Leonard Nimoy's Spock.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I Love Lucy.
Oh. Nice.
So she had her own production company, I believe with her ex-husband, and was the reason that Star Trek got saved. Because everyone else was like, the show sucks.
Nerds.
And she's like, let's give them a second chance. So they came out with a new episode, and Kirk's now the captain. And the only person who got cast the same was Spock. Everyone else got recast.
Damn.
But I think the show's really good. It's based off of that, like that original concept, but it's modern. And the thing is, everyone's been loving it. It's been getting really good reviews, whether if you watch Star Trek or not. If you like new Trek, if you like old Trek, you don't give a shit about it. Everyone's like, no, this is a pretty decent show. So I think it's just kind of the perfect fit, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably like before. What did you say? It was Looky Loo.
Lucky Lou.
I feel like if they didn't save it, it probably would have gone to like BBC or something with like Doctor Who, because like BBC, they're all about education. It's like Doctor Who and Sherlock. They're very
maybe.
they're not very educational, but a little bit more on like the scholarly side.
I got what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Like they would allow it to be more sci-fi and a little less like that cricket is in the room. I swear to God.
Good. It's a new guest. Hi, what's your name?
Oh, it's the fucking intern.
It's the
dude.
intern.
Oh
you
my
bitch.
God! Stop it.
God,
Did you find this person?
I thought you did.
we're paying.
No,
you too
I don't
much.
know them.
Like, who is this person? Who let them in?
Hey, you're being rude. You're interrupting.
Turn the AC on while you're over there.
Fuck with the mics real
All right.
quick. Well, shit. Thank you guys
Alrighty.
for having me on. This has been sick.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Dom,
for
for
coming on,
Yeah,
Dom.
course.
We're gonna use one of Dom's songs at some point as an intro or an outro or something.
Yes.
Any last shout outs for yourself?
Yeah, if you want to plug in your stuff, whatever.
Shit. Yeah. I mean,
Plug it
just
off.
Happy Accident on SoundCloud. Fucking DX Sicade on Instagram and Twitter. Shit. That's pretty much it.
What?
Let's go.
Thanks, Dom. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Let's go ahead.
Love you guys.
Mayday, Mayday. Forward unto dawn. Immediate evac 117.
Play it again, please.